Hey everybody, you're watching Grab a Gear. I'm Jared.
I'm Dan.
And today we're going to go into the tool shed. That didn't work.
I'm ashamed.
Welcome inside the tool shed, guys. Now here on Grab a Gear, we are always looking for things that would help you out. And the big thing that we noticed is everybody does tool reviews, but they do reviews on things that the normal consumer doesn't actually need. Am I right?
Yeah, they go through with a lot higher budget than, hey, I need that tool, let me go run and grab one real quick.
So that's why we decided we're going to do the tool shed. The tool shed is the everyday person's tools. So what we did, this is just an example. We went and we bought tools from 3 stores: Harbor Freight, Walmart, and AutoZone. We're going to review every tool that they pretty much have. And we'll let you know which one is the best one for that budget. And let's be honest, it's a pretty low budget. Like,
some of these are cheap.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy cheap. So let's see what happens. Let's kick this episode off. Today, we're going to be reviewing something pretty cool. So obviously, I'm Jared.
I'm Dan, and you're watching the tool shed.
And today, we're going to be reviewing budget, cheap, very cheap screwdrivers. From Harbor Freight, we have the Pittsburgh brand for $6.99. Walmart, we have the Hyper Tough brand, 6-piece for $10.96. And AutoZone, Sure Built, 6-piece for $11.99. So when we say budget, we mean budget. These are bottom of the barrel. But the big question is, do you have to spend a lot of money to get what you need around the house? You know? So let's knock these out. We're going to put them through some tests, and we'll let you guys know what is the best bang for your buck. So right off the bat, guys, we're going to open them up and see as far as fit, finish, how they feel in your hand, stuff like that. So first up is going to be Harbor Freight. And my goodness, there we go, guys. Sorry about that. I know that was very loud.
Feels like a screwdriver.
Yeah, feels like a screwdriver.
A cheap screwdriver.
I mean,
what
yeah, it's a screwdriver. I mean, there we go, guys.
is it magnetic?
Are they?
It looks like.
Mine's not.
That one just says what you
Okay, yours is just magnetized.
Magnetized.
So they look good, honestly. For $6.99, they look decent. Hand grip is decent. You know, there's nothing I'm going to say negative about it. As far as the tips go, the flutes and everything, they look good. They're clean. They're smooth on the flathead, smooth and clean on the Phillips. Overall, decent looking screwdriver. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, here we go with the Hyper Tough from Walmart. I also want to point out real quick, guys, the Pittsburgh is a 12-piece set for $6.99. Hyper Tough is a 6-piece set for $10.96. And the Sure Built is 6-piece for $11.99. So there is a pretty big price difference and the numbers that you get. Okay.
I'd say already the handle has a little bit better fit and finish.
Yeah, well, it feels better too, overall.
I mean, that's subjective, but I think
Yeah.
it does.
I'm not a big fan of the this grippy stuff, but it is what it is, subjective. As far as the flutes go, really nice looking. They're pretty fine. I have nothing negative against them. How's the flathead look? I didn't look at one yet. Pretty good. It is a little rough on the sides. Did you notice that?
Yeah, a little bit on some of them.
Yeah, but they look good. There we go. let's move on to the next one. All right, and last but not least is the SureBuilt. That was garbage. So these are actually, it says magnetized, right? Yeah, magnetic tip. So the SureBuilt are the only ones that actually, that are actually magnetized. Flutes look good.
They have like a really thin grip.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, they're like super thin. The handle, guys, is small.
Not girthy.
Yeah, definitely not girthy. I'm not used to it. Yeah. But overall, they look good. Yeah, fit and finish, pretty nice. What do you think?
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. All right, cool. That does not go right there, but whatever. All right, we'll get on with more testing. Okay, guys. So obviously, around the house, if you went out and you need this type of screwdrivers, it's going to be because you're putting screws into the wall or something like that to hang up pictures, things like that. You're not using it for mechanical work necessarily that you're making your living on. Because then you could justify buying a nice set of screwdrivers.
So we're gonna test all three of the Phillips head here we have. Run 20 wood screws into our wood block over there.
Yep.
So we're gonna chop these and chuck them up in a drill, and we'll get to punching in.
Yeah, exactly.
First up is Harbor Freight. Walmart Hypertough. AutoZone SureBuilt. After running 20 screws in with each bit, you can see how the Harbor Freight has a little bit of wear on the tip. Same with the AutoZone, but the Walmart seems to be holding up well. Our next step is we're going to try to pull all 20 out with each tip again. After removing all 20 screws again, you can see there's damage on all three of the bits now, with the Walmart faring the best so far. All right, well, in testing, I broke my microphone, so now I'm holding it. But our next step here is we're going to use our flatheads as pry bars because that's what they're obviously designed for, and that's what you're going to use them for at some point in time. So we're going to just put them in the vise and just give them a good old ooga dooga and see how each one feels and fares. I broke it.
All right, guys. Well, as you saw the flathead pry bar testing, well, let's be honest, they all failed.
Yeah, the first one really did surprise me how easily they all broke. But in the screwdriver's defense, it was set up to fail. They're in a vise where it's not going to go anywhere. But if you're going to be prying with them, though, you have to be really, really careful because they're all pretty soft and they're obviously not pry bars.
Yeah, exactly. I will say the most surprising one for me for the prying was the Harbor Freight because you actually had a bigger bite on it and it
Yeah, and it
snapped
just immediately
so easy.
very, very fast.
So the rest had a little bit smaller of a bite, but man, the Harbor Freight really snapped easy. So, all right, so let's tally everything up on what we came to and let them know.
All right.
Okay, so after us talking it over for about 13 seconds, we have decided what we're going to do here. To start off, fit and finish is a very subjective thing. Some people would love this smaller handle on the SureBuilt. Some people would love this grippy handle, and some would love this handle. So it's totally subjective. We're not going to give any points for that at all. Secondly, was pry bar set up to fail, like Dan
Absolutely.
said from the get-go.
Designed to fail.
So could you pry something open with it? Sure, any of them would work.
Just don't be surprised when you damage your screwdriver.
Exactly. As far as the Phillips screwing into the wood, obviously that's not what these are actually meant for, but we wanted to see how much they could do without camming out and without damaging the actual tips on
Just make
them.
sure they're not completely soft.
Exactly.
But to me, that was a clear winner for the Walmart one. It held up the best for using it as a driver bit, which none of those are designed to do at all.
Yeah, and go back, guys, and watch it. You'll notice Harbor Freight cammed out around the fourth one, started camming out. Walmart went all the way across, and I mean, there's one or two it slipped on, but that could have been
really
the
good
screw.
job.
And the AutoZone one started camming out about, what, 15, 16
Yeah,
now?
somewhere in there.
So the Walmart one did really good, and they all reversed them out, no problem also.
Absolutely.
So overall, I would say they're all good for the budget.
Wow.
You know, $6.99 for Harbor Freight, $10.96 for Walmart, or $11.99 for AutoZone.
It depends on what you need. If you just need like a quick pack of screwdrivers that you don't have to really worry about a warranty, I would probably go with a Walmart just because they seem to be a little stronger.
Yeah.
But if you need a plethora of screwdrivers and you don't mind running down when you break one, Harbor Freight is going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, and I agree with Dan. And actually, that is a big one we didn't talk about, which I'm going to bring up, is a warranty, guys. Harbor Freight, you break this, you can go right down to Harbor Freight, hand it to them, they'll give you a new one.
Yep.
Walmart, you have to call a number, get a claim, mail it in, go get a new one later on, and there is nothing we could find for the SureBuilt. So yeah, it's all subjective. Honestly, I'm going to go with the Walmart is the winner of this one, just
All right.
because. So.
And overall, if you need a set of screwdrivers just to throw in the bag, in the car, in the house, or whatever, like none of these are really going to fail you for your everyday needs.
Exactly.
It's just going to, you just can't really be reliant on them for heavy duty stuff.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That's our review on some screwdrivers. Any questions, leave them in the comments. We're happy to answer them for you guys. Until the next one, take care. See you soon.